I'm Alan Stevens. I'm putting myself forward to be a candidate for Ukip in the forthcoming European elections next year. Well, I've basically had a career in project financial analysis and managing and developing infrastructure projects. After I'd been working for a few years, in fact, in financial markets abroad, I went to INSEAD, which was a French business school, really is the equivalent of Harvard or the other business schools in America. And obviously that gave me the basis of an education and training for dealing in European business and also dealing with European political structures. But I've obviously become disillusioned because I've realised that the EU system is really tending inexorably towards the creation of a very large bureaucratic superstate which rules and operates in a very un-British way by constantly extending the framework of regulation. And there's an element in European culture and law on the continent where you can't do anything unless there's a law permitting you to do so, whereas the English tradition, of course, is that you can do anything you like providing there isn't a law against it. And I think the English tradition is much more consistent with economic liberty and also with commercial success. One's position has to be that one has to leave and that one is certainly able to do so and willing to do so and do it on the basis of actually the desire to continue as an independent national community as well as for economic reasons. But I mean, there are particular issues, and one that I'm very concerned at and which is extremely relevant is this whole business of the European global warming, renewables energy business, in contrast to the opportunity to actually develop, for example, shale or non-conventional oil and gas, so-called shale gas. I mean, in the United States there has been a really marked fall in gas prices, and people have found that their household bills and the industrial manufacturing bills and so on are a lot cheaper, and that's made America more competitive and somewhat more prosperous. The European Union has put money into environmental organisations that are proposing that shale oil and gas not be exploited anywhere in the EU, and yet Britain seems to have sufficient gas reserves to actually keep itself going for a couple of centuries. Representing Britain's interest in these areas, particularly the energy area, but also more generally in trying to stem the tide of regulation would be, if anything that one can do about that would be a fantastic achievement. I have quite a long career in business and certainly didn't want to get involved in politics and really had joined effectively the non-voter party, as have so many people in this country. But in 2009, I realised that David Cameron was essentially reneging on his undertaking to hold a referendum if he were elected Prime Minister in 2010. And at that point I joined Ukip, and for me, as for so many other people, the breakthrough came in this year, 2013, when I was asked to stand for Great Missenden Division in the Buckinghamshire County Council elections, and I got in, which was one of 130 or 40 councillors we've got. So I have, won an election for Ukip, which is a very good feeling, and I hope I can be useful in the next election as well.